right, first of all, you're in trouble here because you've already got nails showing. This is the front of the house. And you know where you ever have nails showing and there's a separation, that by nature you automatically have a point for water to get into. I just wanted to show you this. Garbage. See the staining here where it's light colored? This is not an elf spray painting. This is separation of material. You're crumbling apart here. And then here's where it gets ugly. This is by the drain box. See that? Give me my finger for comparison. So obviously water can get in there. Water can get in there. Here's my foot for comparison. And this is a tough thing here. This should have been capped, or at least, very least, hips. Not this waffle down. There's no place for water to get out here. There should have been step flashing shooting out from the bottom here, but these colored stained areas are where the water is getting trapped and then evaporating. So let's go take a look up here. These hips are run the wrong way. Not for nothing. Water hits here, runs down, goes underneath here. Not good. Not so great on the installation, but hey, here's more hips. Now, there's no bonding element on the fabric here. See this separation? Now somebody has installed some silicone here on this stack because they can't figure out where the problem's coming from. Personally, I don't understand why this is not metal. Every chimney in the city you'll see, just like that one over there, has a metal counter flashing pan. They're not relying on mineral surface roll. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, although this pan is pretty, if you follow it up to the top, it's open there. So it's acting like a funnel. Luckily, it's dumping water onto your neighbor's roof. But let's continue to take a look. A few more things that I'm not going to like. Now, according to you, you believe you've got water entry back here. Well, first of all, whoever did this must have done it in a hurry, because I could see that from up on the roof. So not only is this not done well, it's separating and now acting in a way to trap water. The best thing I can do is point it out to you and open this up so the water can go past. What should have happened here was this should have been jacked up and a pad's put underneath there, and then the rubber ran. So I can see that you had rubber here installed. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But then again, let's look. We got this mineral surface roll burned down here. And where's the step flashing for this side? You've got some in there, but it doesn't look like there's a counter pan there. So the obvious thing, I don't know why they did this to the neoprene, but nonetheless, your corner posts are open. They're in the side right over there, the top, but still, again, these corner posts act like funnels. Not a big deal as long as there's a pan back there, but I don't understand how these very, very important flashing points are missed. Doesn't matter what you put on your roof. If it's not flashed correctly, just putting a bunch of roofing cement on doesn't protect anything. Let's take a look back here. So you can see just by looking, there's no bonding fabric here. There's a piece out here because you can see where it's separating. That's only 4 inches wide. Here's the edge of the rubber. You've got a sheet here. The fabric is separating. Again, the same thing. This should have been jacked up. You've got holes there, and then the same problem here with the flashing. This looks like it was done in a hurry where it didn't get a chance to bond. So the perimeter that they flashed this closed with is opened up. Somebody must have overheated this or dropped something important. They put a hole in the roof. Just heating a piece of rubber and leaving it there doesn't cover anything up. Ideally, what should have happened was these should have been broke free, this detached from that, just a new 4x4s, run rubber underneath of it, then put pads underneath that, and then flash it closed. Because if you flash the base of a 4x4 waterproof, but the top of it is porous, water gets in, has nowhere to go but down into your structure. Again, this was kind of piecemeal. You got a piece of rubber here, you got a piece of rubber here, you got a piece of rubber here, piece of rubber here, piece of rubber here, piece of rubber there. So it looks like it was done with good intentions, but just very simply, if you got a piece of wood this porous and you close in the bottom on 3 sides, 4 sides, where's the water supposed to go that gets into this? It's got to go into the building. And then, of course, like I said, this is no good. It's the same thing with the flashing over here. And the same thing with the 4x4 here. Look here, it's broken through. See that split next to my finger? That's a pretty big split. Imagine if you had a gash like that in your tire, you wouldn't be holding the air. Any water that gets into here can't get out. Again, any water that gets into here can't get out. So it's got to go in. So you can put as many patches as you want there. You could redo this whole thing. But there needs to be a car jack, a piece of wood. You put the car jack on the piece of wood. You disconnect this, disconnect this, disconnect that, jack it up, run rubber underneath of it. Then put a new 4x4 on top of pads, like 3 or 4 strips of rubber built up so you got a good inch thick base for the vibration. And then you can set it back down on there. But other than that, all these porous 4x4s are just catching water and directing them into the house because there's nowhere at the base. It's like having a cup. If you pour water into a cup, it can't get out. Why? Because the bottom's sealed. Same thing here. Same thing here.